Hello, everyone. Hard to believe it's been a week since I had the opportunity to chat with you folks. Lots happened. You may remember last week I reported that our chapter meeting got canceled due to bad weather. And unfortunately, it happened again last night. And I want to give a shout out to all our chapter leaders. It's a tough decision to make to cancel a meeting because and we all know as TOPS members how important that accountability is. The fact that we need that support because we are all in this together, but we also want to have our members to be safe. So unfortunately, the meeting was canceled, and it reminded me on how important it is for our members to have ways to hold ourselves accountable outside the chapter meeting. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who weighs themselves at home and probably challenges the weight recorder, say my scale didn't say that at home. But we know the differences between the scales and we know where we're at. And remember, our weight is never a static thing. It's going to fluctuate all the time, which is why I think it's important to have things to hold ourselves accountable outside the chapter meeting. You can always feel your clothes getting tighter or looser. You can bend over easier or struggling to tie your shoes. If things aren't quite going to what your plans are or the results that you're hoping for. So last week, realizing that I couldn't get go weigh in for that accountability, I weighed myself at home. I pretended like I was going to a chapter meeting, got ready, hopped on the scale, and wrote it down on my calendar. And I had also said that I was going to start that next day, last Friday, I started it, going back to my basics, what I did over 20 years ago when I had a successful run of losing weight, because I discovered that I'm all or nothing, and we discussed this at the chapter, and I was very pleased and fortunate that my leader had asked me to discuss what had been going on with my struggles of late, and it felt good to kind of share my frustrations with my fellow chapter members, because again, we're all in this together. And it kind of lit that fire again, got me going, and said, I'm gonna start doing this. And what it is I'm gonna start walking first thing in the day before the day gets away from me, and I'm gonna stop eating after 8 o'clock. Fairly simple things, but I had kind of lost my way. So when the meeting was canceled last night, I did the same thing as I did last week. I pretended I was going to a meeting. I got ready and I weighed myself and wrote it on the calendar. And as I'm writing the number down, I realized, and I kind of suspected I had a good week because of the things that I use to keep myself accountable during the week. But when I wrote that number down, I realized I had lost over 7 pounds. And that was good. That was like validation that what I had discussed with my chapter members and my plan that I put in place was working. If I hadn't had that alternative accountability, I might have lost my way for a week or two. Yeah, I would have got it back, but that would have been lost time. And that's kind of important. You want to get that momentum to keep it going. And I needed that. I needed that boost, that validation, because I'm getting into a weekend, football playoffs. I might tend to sit around a little bit more than usual on the weekend. So I got to put a plan in place to hold myself accountable. So I think when I watch a couple of games this weekend, at every commercial, I'm going to get up and walk down the hallway back and forth until the game starts up again. Now, for those of you who watch football, there's a opportunity for me to get a lot of steps in, because it seems there's a commercial after every play. But hey, that's what we got to do. We got to have some fun on this journey. Yes, it's a serious topic, losing weight, dealing with obesity. But as I've said before, being in this all together and having fun kind of makes it a little bit easier. So I hope that if you were unable to attend a meeting because of bad weather, or something went different in your schedule for the week, that you find ways to keep yourself accountable. Some folks weigh themselves every day. Some need that just once a week. Whatever you need, the choice is yours. And if you want advice, support, you know where to get it. And that's important. That's why it's really hard on our chapter leaders to make that call to cancel the meeting. But I shared my results with my chapter members, and other folks had great successes, even though we hadn't had the opportunity to get together. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. And I think sometimes we lose sight of it. It's kind of a friendly competition, but we're all competing for the same thing. No, we're not competing for a crown or a sash. We're competing to be the healthiest we can be at this moment in time. Because if we improve our quality of life and we do this all together, we'll have more time together. And I'll see you real soon.